Hi everybody, my name is Alan. On behalf of the crew, I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Bridging Heaven and Earth. You know, every time I sit here, one of the strongest feelings I get, and one of the most overpowering, in a way, emotions is of just feeling lucky, just feeling really lucky to be able to be sitting here and being involved in this healing, this service, this destiny of our growth into who we really are, of our recognition of who we really are. As a species, the time is now for us to remember the truth of it, to remember our oneness, to remember our unconditional love. And whatever we have perceived before as the differences between us in terms of anything, but in terms of countries or religions, ethnic preferences, sexual preferences, the whole ball of wax, ages, and just everything that we somehow interpret as separate can be recognized for their smallness, their inconsequentiality in the light of the vastness of our connectedness, of our oneness, of our love. And that recognition is so powerful and is so universal now that inspiration, that empowerment is coming from all over the planet. I mean, we know it through the art project, which I'll describe a little later, but we can feel it from all over, that people are rising up in love. People are rising up in freedom. That the old ways of separation, the old ways of division, the old ways of competition are no longer serving us as a human species, as a human planet. And that's why we're here. That's why individually and collectively, so many of us are here to serve that, to come into contact with it over and over again, to dedicate our lives to it, to pray to have that recognition, to pray to have that ability to serve in that way on a more consistent basis. And the opportunity that we can share together creatively and collaboratively and joyously and lovingly is right there for us. It's just a recognition of our desire, of our intention, of our hunger to do that and do it and do it and do it again. And what a gift. What a gift where that invitation is so clear. Where that opportunity is so clear, is so right on the surface, is so available, because there are so many beautiful organizations and light workers and light organizations and artists and musicians who are so dedicated to that remembrance, so dedicated to that realization of our unconditional love, of our infinite quality, of the inclusiveness of it all. And that the separations are nothing in light of that. And that's what, in essence, every bridging show is. That's the dedicated to the oneness. That's the explanation for why we're here in this studio in Santa Barbara, time after time. That's why you're watching these bridging shows time after time. Because the guests we have are all dedicated to the love, dedicated to the oneness, dedicated to service. And what a gift, what an honor. And tonight's guest, again, is Herold Davidesco. He's an inspirational artist, he's a healer. He was born in Haifa, Israel, and he studied painting and visionary art and healing art all over the world to hone his gift, to hone his skills, to hone his vibration, to hone his healing ability, to serve the love, to serve that recognition. He's had exhibits of his art all over the world. He is really world-renowned for his images of love, of healing, of connectedness. For Israel, the art, the painting, the healing work, the channeling are basically to transform the old patterns and habits into ones based on love and creativity and collaboration. And his dedication will be so obvious to you, and his passion for that healing, for that connectedness, for using art as a healing of the heart of the planet will be so obvious. And again, we're so fortunate that tonight's show, as most of you know, we show, music videos, art videos, and tonight Israel has put together a beautiful art music video with colleagues of his, Somer of Mount Shasta. And we have two extraordinary healing art pieces for the International Healing Art Project that Israel did. And if you're not, really familiar, the International Healing Art Project came as a vision, came as a dream, as a healing of the heart of the planet, as an acupuncture for the planet. That we would use this bridging format, this bridging distribution that goes out all over the world on the internet, on YouTube, on Vimeo, on all the other video channels on the internet, through cable stations all over the world. That anybody who produces a new original piece based on the theme Bridging Heaven and Earth will show it on the show. We'll do art exhibits all over. We have this beautiful, beautiful, really lovely website, heaventoearthart.com, heaventoearthart.com. And the person who put this site together, who created this site, George Graves, who does a lot of the brilliant technical stuff and the editing for bridging, he made it so that everyone is represented on the homepage. So if you go to Heaven to Earth Art and you just keep coming back or refreshing the homepage over and over again, the pictures will all rotate. So the homepage is different every time, and there's a different combination every time. And everybody, with whatever skill level, whatever size piece, whatever, anything from world-renowned to 3-year-old with Sharpie markers, is represented on the homepage, because the energy and the vibration of the art project is infinite and inclusive. So everyone is welcome, any size, any format, any medium, any skill level. And the more people who join us, the more people who collaborate with us in the healing, the better the healing. So please, let me encourage you to do that. So really, it's an amazing show based around Israel, his healing, his art, and the bridging vibration of love and oneness. So join me in a short meditation, then we'll have the first half of Israel's extraordinary art music video, and then we'll have Israel and art and video and love in motion. So join me in a short meditation. Thank you. So Israel's video I'm going to show in two parts. It's Israel did the art, and the chanting, channeling is by Israel, and the music in the video is by Soma of Mount Shasta. Awakening the Memory of Beauty is by Israel Davidesco. Awakening the Memory of Beauty. Enjoy. everybody, welcome back. So that was a beautiful video. So that Israel put together with Soma of Mount Shasta, Awakening the Memory of Beauty. And the extraordinary piece of healing manifestation art you see in between Israel and I is Mount Shasta Star. It's an oil on linen. Why don't you talk a little about producing this thing and manifesting and the healing and the art project?
Mm-hmm. Actually, this is a painting which I did many years ago in Berlin. It was a landscape. And you see below some layers of the previous painting. With my work of evolution, of progressing in my life, one day I found out that this painting it's not me anymore. It's a part of the past. So I created the sacred geometry on it to bring it a new dimension, to bring myself to a new dimension. When I arrived to Mount Shasta last year, and the painting just arrived from Berlin now, 3 months ago, I felt that anyway, this painting is not representing me anymore now. So I added the wells down, the energy of love, of the manna, of the nourishment, and of the oneness. And then it was done. So for me, this painting is really representing the element of the star, which is, when you watch it, it's really moving all around. It's created with cycles and lines. It's the energy of the masculine and feminine energy. And it creates a unity. So when I do it, I feel that when I was painting those paintings of sacred geometries, that everything is in move. That the painting is getting stronger. It has its own power. And the power is really to be, wherever it is, to heal, to send the light. It's a power, actually, of being in peace in myself and affecting what I affect without doing anything, just to be. The colors are evolving every time. It's really the colors of the different love flames, about the blue color, about the violet and yellow, green, the healing, the transformation, the colors of the heart, the red. I tell you, I can give names to it. But when it's done, it's really beyond my thinking. The rock flows from my heart, and it's really channeled also about the colors, the forms, and everything. So when I really do it, it's really a manifestation of the sacred moment of the creation. Holding this energy of the moment and like in a capsule and putting it in. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's beautiful. And when did you realize that, like art and healing art was something that was your service and your destiny? Was it early on? Were you young, or was it later?
When I was young, I was born in Israel, and I had my family duties and expectation from outside, what I should do and what I shouldn't do. And I was still in this influence. Only later, when I was professionally, I had my job, and I could earn my money, I decided to take 2 days off in the week and to go to the art school in Tel Aviv. When I came to Berlin, I came as a painter to have an exhibition in Germany, then in Berlin. It was in Cologne and then in Berlin. And when I came, I was confronted with different planets. It's different continent, no light. It was still, when the wall was in Berlin, it was a separation of East and West, all the conflicts, all the intensity. And also all what came up in myself as somebody who is a part of the history, because it's a part of the family, what happened to my family, the family of my mother. They lived in Europe and they were all gone. There was no memory, nothing.
During the Holocaust?
During the Holocaust, yeah. So things started to happen in myself, in my body. And I was longing to have more light, to have more sun, and to have the beauty from the Mediterranean. So I started to create what I didn't have. When it was winter, I started to work with warm colors to give myself the feeling of warmth, of heating. You know, it's really, one of my paintings was really done before Christmas, and I was dealing with the red colors, with red flowers, which friends of mine brought me for the holiday. And when I was really painting this painting, I really felt what hot in myself. So when I finished drawing, painting, I was opening my window and I thought, wow, outside is really cold and icy. But I created in myself the paradise. I created in myself the beauty that I was longing to. So in winter, when I was longing for flowers, I was looking in Berlin, where can I get an iris or a calla lily or a flower who could really remind me of my coming to the planet, of my love. I was working in a studio in Berlin all my years in different houses, different flats. It was always closed with the curtains. I didn't have a contact to the sky. There was no horizons. If I opened the curtain, it was really high buildings around me. Of course, people say, why do you stay? But it's really pushed me to create what I didn't have. You know, to create the nature, to create the beauty. And I was really longing sometimes to see the sea, to see the horizon. So I was painting the sea and giving it to myself. So I learned that actually whatever I need is in myself, and I can give it to myself.
And with your gift, you can give it to the world.
Of course, because the paintings are given to the world. In Germany, it's affected the people, and there were some issues with my colors, which are a little difficult to be accepted in Europe. The meeting of such colors, of the red color and the blue colors. But this is really the colors of myself, you know. So there was sometimes issues where I feel my paintings are not sometimes so accepted as they are, because the German art is a little different, you know, the colors which they create, the mentality, the energy. But I stayed with what I do, because it's the only thing I could do, is stay honest and to stay really dedicated to what I give. Mm-hmm. And I always found the people who encouraged me on the way to continue, to do it, people who really felt the energy and the beauty of it. And I was traveling a lot in Europe. I went to Spain, I went to Italy, to Paris, and doing a lot of efforts by myself to bring the exhibitions, to bring it out. And there were times in Berlin when I came to my street, I really felt I came back with high energy, and coming back to Berlin, my energy was a little descending. Because there was always some kind of sadness that I felt in this town. Because what happened in Berlin, it was really the base of everything, of all the planning,
Of the Holocaust.
Of not only the Holocaust, but it was really the last 7 years I lived about 5 minutes away where the headquarters were of Hitler and everything. So when I say I feel somehow the sadness, but I had to stay there and really create something beauty, to create the beauty and the healing, to bring me over the sadness, really to bring me to the memory which is beyond the sadness, the memory of the beauty, the memory of the oneness, the memory of bridging my memory to the old times, to the times when we lived in unity. And actually, this is also my goal in my life, is to create the bridge to the unity, to remind myself really to breathe and to create a bridge for higher dimensions. Because for me, with my work of the healing and my painting, I found out that all the dimensions we are going to are in myself, it's in my body. It's not going out somewhere, looking somewhere to get what I need. It's to come in here, in the planet. We are incarnated in our body. It's our Merkaba, it's our vehicle. And this is a Merkaba. It's the power of the vehicle. So once I am in my vehicle, I can go anywhere. I really can call people without phoning. I get the information, and I feel connected to the beauty. So really to come more and more to the peace in myself, and keeping also to learn to keep my peace for myself, to keep the place that I need to nourish this peace, to nourish this love. Disregarding what people are thinking about in this moment, is it okay or not okay? Because the thing is really to feel it and live it and be the love in action, be God in action.
Amen.
Amen, amen. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and so at some point you felt like that the gift you were given to be able to produce these extraordinary art pieces was your gift and your blessing to serve the love and bring that love out and manifest the love and make that energy, that vibration.
Actually, it's touched me very much, what you say, Len. Because the painting which I did in Berlin, the landscape and also the sacred geometry, they came to me, and it happened several years ago, about 7 years, and some of them I really didn't fully understood. I was not fully conscious on our level what's going on in my painting. I felt it's a very strong energy. I was drawn to books to learn it. Some people brought me material and said, you have to open it and read it. Sometimes I was a little reluctant, but when I opened, I found magic. Only now, after about 7, 8 years with my work of the healing, and especially the work which I do with the healing with the frequencies of light, it's really raised my frequencies up and up. So now I did last month a workshop which called Sexual Alignment. It's really to align ourselves, to get rid, to let go all of the blocks of sexuality, what we think, what people think about us. Am I okay or not okay with this? And this work which I do is done in peace. It's on the table. We give the healing without talking with the patient, to respect the high energy, not to interfere with the energy of the head flowing with the healing. So it's really a very, very high and wonderful work. So being in this workshop, these paintings which I did in Berlin several years ago started to appear in front of me. And I felt that actually the Merkaba, all I learned how to do it, how to evolve it, it was full of joy. The Merkaba was starting to be around me, to be joyful. When I came back home, I really felt, sometimes when I was cooking, the Merkaba was really playing with me, around me. I felt it's really full of joy. Life are joy, happiness. It's not to be so earnest, to be so serious about everything. Really to allow the heart to guide us. The heart and the breath are our guidance. Because in my heart is my child. And really to come to the realm of gold, you can come only as a child. It's really it's the energy of the innocence, of the purity, of the simplicity. And we have many children in ourselves, many separations which were created in our life. In each difficult moment in our life, a part of the child went away. So the task is really to bring all those parts back to me, which is each part to make myself more happy, more happy, more full, and to activate it consciously, to activate the breath consciously, to spread the energy in my body, to live this energy, to be it. So be it.
Amen again.
Amen again. Yes. And as I tell it to you, and really several weeks ago, I had a vision that all my life what would happen in my childhood, like everybody's childhood, with happiness and unhappiness. And it was really, I felt that all my life up to now, it's really like a film on our plan. And above it, there is another film of perfection. That from the very beginning, that it was a divine plan that I get my parents with their destiny, with their sorrow which they brought. It gave me actually the nourishment for myself. I grew up with it, and I feel really my whole life was to change it, to feel that my parents are, for me, really my optimal parents. It's really the parents of love. They gave me a lot which I didn't see. They passed away. But I feel the contact is really very strong, full of love. And with dealing with the love, I don't want to say dealing, but really being conscious and aware of the love, I really release all the ancestors from what they carried. I really have place to get it and to spread myself, to welcome them, to welcome myself, and to welcome each one in front of me with a love.
Wow, that's beautiful. So maybe what we'll do now is show the second part of the awakening the memory of beauty. I mean, awakening the memory of beauty. I mean, that's all we've talked about the first section, and I suspect it's probably in some way or another. Awakening the memory of beauty, we'll talk about in the second section, and that's dedicated to the oneness, awakening the memory of that connection of who we really are. So, the second part of the video, enjoy.
Adonai,
Hi everybody, welcome back. So that was a beautiful video, Awakening the Memory of Beauty by Israel and Soma of Mount Shasta. And the extraordinary piece of art that you see in between Israel and I, this just incredible healing manifestation, is Bridging My Heart to Yours. It's an oil on linen. Why don't you talk a little about how you manifest, what it meant to you? And
when you ask me, I feel very touched, because the paintings which you see here are which you call, I guess, daffodils in English, narcissim in Hebrew. When I was a child, we had a lot of those flowers in our yard, and I really loved it. I loved the smell and the colors and the happiness. All my years when I was in Berlin, it was really difficult for me to find it. I was always longing for this flower, because the meaning of it is really the prince of the flower. The color of the white, of the happiness. When I was painting the painting, I really felt that the flowers were flying to me, coming from a different dimension. So it's flowers which I recall from my life here, but they are also from previous dimensions, eventually from Lemuria or Atlantis, which were still in my heart. So coming now to the States and being in Mount Shasta, I discovered again the flower, and I felt so moved to see it here, not to go to a shop to look for some shop who sells this flower for me. And really calling it Bridging My Heart to to yours, is really bring this energy of love, of the transparency, of the fluidity, of the flying, from my heart to your heart. I feel it's really for me the connection to the creation, the connection to the angels, the connection to the beauty, the connection to God, the connection to the unity. And they are really having fun, the flowers. They are created with joy, with happiness. They convey the energy of joy and happiness, of purity. And it's really touched me, because they are bridging also the heaven and earth, because we can see the flower in all the dimensions, in our dimension and higher dimensions. And the flower evolves to light as we are. Mm-hmm.
And on the video we saw, the art video that you put together with Soma, there was that chanting or the channeling, and that's part of the healing techniques you use, right? As separate from in conjunction with the art, but almost as a separate, in a sense, on earth, a separate modality. Why don't you talk a little about that?
Yes, because with the healing of the frequencies of brilliance, we are healing with the breath and the sounds. We have different sounds to create the energy. And we have for different kinds of organs or different kinds of modalities of healing, different sounds which we activate. The sound is an opening to a higher dimension. So to heal ourselves, sometimes we need a higher energy to help us to heal it, because it's very deep. It's sometimes trauma which we have from previous life. With the sounds, it's beyond. They have no meaning that the mind can understand or interpret. It's sounds which has sound. It's really, I have letters, it's like letters, but it's not the letters that my mind knows that can reject it. It's come beyond it. So when I was creating the DVD, I was feeling I want to bring the sounds, my sounds, to it. So I was prepared to bring the sounds of the healing which I have with me, which I activate when I am doing a healing, or sometimes when I'm just driving my car. So I feel I drive my car, I really feel, I take some sounds for heart or kidney, and bring it and chant it for myself. And in this moment, I feel that really my car is really been taken off. I don't have to think about where do I drive. The landscape opens. And I feel that I can really tell the child in myself and all other children in all the planets, to tell them about the landscape I see, to tell them the story of the beauty which comes through. So when I did the DVD, I was chanting and I was happy to finish my duty. I thought this is done. But Soma said, we have to start again. And when I started again, it really came in Hebrew. Hebrew is a language which I don't use much here or in Germany. So to speak Hebrew, I used to call my family, to call my friends, or to read books and newspapers from Israel. So this is actually the fluidity of my mother tongue. It is a language which I was brought of. And it's a language which also comes from very high sources of the very beginning, because our letters in Hebrew create a lot of energy and symbols. So I started to chant, and the chanting is really about surrender. It came without thinking, what shall I do? It came to me. And it was really a song of love to God, a song of love to the creation, a song of love, of surrender myself, standing before the majesty of God and being only God, of creating this energy to bringing it to my consciousness and become one. So only at the end of the song, when I did it, I had also insert a part of my love to my son in Israel, to share with him my love for him. When I see him or don't see him, I see him always in my heart. I accompany him with my love, and he is a part of my heart. And at the end, I just brought the sound of the healing of the heart, which Ekanata Shehe. It's really the sound beyond our sounds. Yeah. So, and I was planning to have the DVD for about 10 minutes. So in some point, I really stopped, and someone told me it's exactly 10 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was really coming to me, and when I heard it later, I said maybe I should do some changes of the sound, but I had no words to change. I had no text. It was just came.
Perfect the way it was.
Perfect in this moment, yeah. And I feel that creating this DVD and feeling the effect on people, because I was speaking with friends in Israel, and a friend of mine, she told me, the sound is really so strong. If people are not ready for it, it's really very strong. I said, wow, it is a message for me really to create eventually a DVD with the sounds, to create this energy which beyond the understanding and planning to come through.
Well, you've already done that with that video, right?
It is true.
And it's available on YouTube. I mean, so people,
Yes.
even if they haven't taped this show to listen.
Yes, because actually the healing with the frequencies is the awakening the consciousness of the cells. So for me, it's really the issue of awakening. I called it awakening the memory of beauty. It's really always the awakening of lifting the veils and beyond, in front of my eyes. And with the frequencies, as part of the healing, we are really, I feel that I bring the veils from the person out. The veils which covered our eyes with fog and unconscious, not being aware of the beauty. So this is actually the work. It's really the work. I call it work because it's really the work with the crystals. crystal in ourselves. Since the frequencies, I got also more contact to crystals because they are a part of the healing. And I really have some crystals at home which were a little obscure, not so clear. And I watch the crystal and I see, wow, this crystal is coming transparent. So I said, this crystal is a stone, it's a living stone, like all the stones. But if the crystal stone is changing his transparency, we have to change our life, to change our heart, to become those crystals, to become transparent, to vibrate this energy of love, to vibrate this frequency with our being. Yeah. And I just, sitting here, I also want to share with everybody really my movement on the planet. And born in Israel, I left everything behind, came to Germany, people were calling me, my family, when are you coming back, when are you coming back? But I stayed because I had a feeling I have to clear something. I have to clear this energy, which was really a little on myself. I could not breathe so freely. So it's different modality of clearing. I did the rebirthing therapy and core energetic and walking and feeling and see what I have inside. There is love, but to come to the love, you have to feel your sadness, you have to feel your rage, to clear it. That all the feelings are one. It's not a good feeling and a bad feeling. It's all moves here on the same line of the heart. We can feel the rage and the hatred, and we can feel the love. So to learn to express what we feel, but to take care about the person we are expressing to take care about this person, about our partner, to express it with love, and always to say, it is mine, my part. It has nothing to do with you. In case I feel the rage, it's some memory of awakening me, a mirror for some rage in myself. And to learn to get the rage, to get the pain as something to evolve myself. This is separation. But with the time, I really felt that the rage and the love are meeting us. They're getting close and close to my heart, and they are one. So there is no separation. It's when we get it cleared, it is one in the center. It is really the crystal in ourselves, which can really shine with purity and really call the people to join the happiness, not to be afraid of. When I left Berlin, I got a message to go away. I was looking for a place. So when I left, I did everything in 4 weeks. I didn't have time to pack, think what I want to take or not, and I just packed my paintings, sent it to storage, and came.
Just to Mount Shasta?
No, I came to Sonoma.
Oh, Sonoma, right, and then Mount Shasta.
To Phyllis, who really is the love of my heart, and she invited me to come, and then she said, don't go away, please stay, and so I stayed. And when I came, I told her, I have really only one suitcase. I had a wonderful flat in Berlin with everything in. I didn't bring anything. When I came to Mount Shasta, I came with what I had. It was winter, it was cold. There was not yet heating in my house, no woods. I had no dishes, but it's really stories. I felt my heart brought me here. I have to trust. I have to trust what I have. And if I am in peace, everything will come. So just creating my peace, whatever I need comes. It can come now, it can later, but it doesn't matter because the time has no meaning. Yeah. So being in Mount Shasta, I feel that living in Europe, there was a lot of struggle. Living in Israel, there is war, struggle. Struggle was very deep in myself, struggling. in Europe, in north of Germany, in Berlin, there was also a lot of discipline, of struggle. Coming to Mount Shasta, I really meet the energy of the purity, of the love, of what is called of Venus. Because Mount Shasta is a portal to Venus. It is a mountain, it is huge, it is strong, but it is also soft and tender. So when I am here, or wherever I am now, I feel the energy is really love for this place. Because I feel I'm just coming back to where I belong. I did the whole journey of my life, got what I got, evolved myself with all the processes in Germany, going to Auschwitz and healing and sending love and healing myself, releasing, and coming now to be a messenger of love. Really to fulfill my duty of the peace, of the love. And I really have a place which I was longing all my life, to have some house with a garden. And I really get wonderful people who help me on the way to develop this place, to develop the garden, to develop my house, really to a temple. I'm really planning to dedicate my house for the healing. And I say, it is not mine, because nothing is mine.
Right, and the show is going to be nobody's in about 15 seconds. So we're coming to the end of the show. It was so beautiful, really, so much. Alan, 805-687-2053. We love you. Good night. God bless you. Thanks for coming. Good night.